Welcome to this week's edition of The Blitz. On today's show, we will have quarterbacks coach Shane Day and his starting quarterback, Casey Cochran. Joe D'Ambrosio will be on for our new segment, View from the Booth, as we look back at our last game against Louisville and preview our next opponent, SMU. So thanks for tuning in. And now, The Blitz. We're here now with Joe D'Ambrosio for our new segment, The View from the Booth. Thanks for being here today, Joe.
Honored to be here as always, Emily.
All right, let's take a look back at this past weekend's game against Louisville, a 31-10 loss to the Cards. A few early mistakes made the difference in this game. What did you think of the game? Well,
when you're playing on such a tightrope as UConn is, you can't turn the ball over 5 times against anybody. To do it against a team as good as Louisville is suicidal. And to have a big mistake early in the game, the bad snap, which led to the blocked punt, you're behind the 8 ball from the start. And again, the guys are trying, but when you're struggling to score points, you can't give up easy points like that or the pick 6.
And the defense did look pretty good this weekend. They gave up just 17 points to one of the best offenses in the league. What did the defense do right?
First and simple, they tackled better. They had a horrific game tackling against Central Florida. They worked on that in the 2 weeks prior to the Louisville game. They did that much better. Yowen Smallwood was more of a factor, had another double-digit tackle game. And, you know, they did pretty well containing Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, you kind of seen a stretch of pretty good quarterbacks, and that's 2 years in a row that they've done a decent job against one of the best college quarterbacks in the country.
And we talked last week on the Blitz about how Louisville gives up 10 points per game, and they hit that number exactly against us. Our offense was stalled again. We couldn't get into the end zone until that fourth quarter when Casey Cochran found Kamal Abrams for that 14-yarder. Why was Louisville's defense just too much to handle?
Well, I think one problem that UConn has had is that they don't protect the quarterback well. It doesn't matter if it's Chandler, didn't matter if it's Tim. Happened to Casey in the first game that he came in. They really struggle protecting the quarterback. That puts pressure on the quarterback to try to get the ball out sooner. And right now in his career, that's not Tim Boyle's strong point. When Casey came in, he was playing against the twos, but it was the second week in a row that he led them to a touchdown drive. And I think that, as much as anything, Emily, is why he's the starting quarterback for the game against SMU.
Great, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on the show.
Looking forward to it as always.
Thanks for being on.
You bet.
All right, now let's take a look back at highlights from UConn versus Louisville. It's time now for Coach's Corner with quarterbacks coach Shane Day. Thanks for being on the show today, Coach.
Hey, I appreciate it. Glad to be here.
All right, now we've seen a few different guys behind center this year, and we can announce today that Casey Cochran will be the starting quarterback for this Saturday's game against SMU. Can you tell us about that decision?
Yeah, you know, Casey's done a really good job the last 2 games coming in at the end of the game and giving the offense a lot of energy. He's also been very productive, move the offense down the field, and we felt like he deserved the opportunity to go in there and see what he can do because he's done a nice job.
And Casey is 17 for 28 in those games that he has played with 2 touchdowns on the season. Can you tell us more about what kind of a quarterback Casey is and what we can expect from him this weekend?
Yeah, absolutely. He has great intangibles, great leadership, great positive energy. You know, the guys really rally to him. He's really able to get them going and playing at their best level. And, you know, he has good skills as a quarterback. I mean, he plays hard. He makes all the decisions, good throws. I think you saw that in the last game. He moved the ball down the field. Under duress, he can get the ball out quick, which we feel is really important, and make the right decisions.
And he's a very entertaining guy. We've seen him on the sidelines on media day. He's always a fun guy. How does he kind of add to the dynamics of that quarterback's group?
Well, they all have a different personality, obviously, and Casey's is probably the most unique, we'll say. He's got his own flavor. He does things his own way. But when it comes time to focus, he does a great job. But when it's, you know, off time, he's a little bit different.
He's a fun one to have around.
He's absolutely the greatest to have around.
All right, this weekend we'll travel to Dallas, Texas to take on SMU. Now, their defense gives up 300 passing yards per game. How does that affect your game plan as an offense with a new quarterback?
Well, you know, the thing is Casey's been here for 2 years, so I've been around him, so we kind of have a really good feel for what he's capable of doing. So from that standpoint, with the new quarterback, it doesn't change as much. We're looking at what they do specifically as a defensive scheme, and then we're kind of tailoring our offense to what we feel will be most successful against those guys.
And SMU loves to blitz. We've seen that on film. With a new guy behind center, what kind of approach does Casey need to make sure that he can take on that kind of a defense?
Well, I think like you said, you just got to expect that there's going to be blitz, and he has to have a plan. So when he goes in there, he's got to be ready to throw hot reads if they bring more than we can block. He's got to be able to help the O-line make protection calls based on the safety rotations. And I feel like he's at a point in his career where he's more than capable of doing that. You know, he's been here for 2 years. I've been coaching him for a while. He understands the protection system. He has a good camaraderie with the offensive line. I think he'll be able to do those things.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to seeing a new flavor this weekend. So thanks so much for being on the show and giving us some insight.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Let's head now to Know Your Foe. For this week's edition of Know Your Foe, we are here on the concourse of the XL Center to find out how much Husky fans know about our next opponent, the SMU Mustangs. Who is UConn football playing this weekend?
SMU.
SMU Mustangs.
SMU.
SMU.
This weekend we have SMU.
That's right. And do you know what SMU stands for?
I think it's Southern Methodist University.
Southern Methodist University.
Southern Methodist University.
Nope.
Okay, let's start with the S.
Southern. Southern.
And then the M is a religion.
Are you around? Muslim?
No, but another one.
Is it Michigan? No, it's not Michigan.
Michigan's not really a religion.
South Mountain University.
Southern Massachusetts. Methodist. Southern Methodist University.
What is their mascot?
It's a stag maybe, or Mustang or something like that. Yeah, Mustang.
Yes. Oh, did you whisper him the answer there?
The bull.
Give me a second. I have one of their duffel bags. That's all I know.
Mustang. Mustang? Yes.
What are their colors?
Colors are red, white, and blue.
I know they were blue and red.
Colors I think are red, white, and blue.
Red and gold. Red and white.
Red and our other color.
Blue. Red and blue.
Red and white.
And what else? There's one more color.
Black.
No, a lot of you are wearing it today.
Blue. Blue.
Yes. Okay, where is it located?
Dallas, Texas.
SMU, where are they located? Texas?
Yes.
Okay.
In Texas.
That's right. Do you know what city in Texas?
Geez, I just saw that ESPN documentary on it, and I can't remember.
Dallas.
That's right. And where is Dallas located?
Texas.
Let's see. Is it Dallas?
It is Dallas. Great job by the Peanut Gallery over there. The city is Dallas. Do you know what state that's in?
Yes, Texas.
If you guys were going to drive from Stores to Dallas this weekend to watch UConn football play, how many hours do you think it would take you?
14.
40 hours.
30.
Yeah, it's 27, so depending on how you drive, 30 would definitely count.
I think 15.
15? Oh, you must be a speed demon then.
Straight through?
Yeah.
24.
say it's about 1,500 miles. I'd say about 12 hours.
It's actually more than double that, 27-hour drive.
Wow.
Yeah.
Texas is big.
And what would you say that the city of Dallas is best known for?
I hate to say it, but the Dallas Cowboys.
SMU? Football.
Football?
Basketball? For Mavericks?
Mavericks?
Yeah. Football, probably. Dirk Nowitzki?
The Cowboys.
Do you like the Cowboys?
Hate the Cowboys.
Do you hate the Cowboys too? Mm-hmm. What football team do you like?
Patriots.
Same as you.
UConn.
And UConn? Oh, that's a great answer. We have redshirt freshman quarterback Casey Cochran on the show with us now. Thanks for being here today, Casey.
Thank you for having me.
All right, first off, we want to congratulate you on earning that starting spot for this weekend. You excited, ready to go?
Very excited. I appreciate it. Thank you for congratulating me.
All right, now you're an in-state guy, two-time Gatorade Player of the Year in Connecticut. I know everyone in the state was thrilled when you decided to come to UConn. What does it mean to you to be able to start for your flagship university this weekend?
That means a lot. You know, even since I was a kid, looking back at guys like Dan Orslowski, guys who stayed in state and played for here, I think I liked that as a kid, like just knowing that guy stayed in state, and I wanted to stay here, and I wanted to try to give back a little bit. For how much I had got in high school, I got a lot of support from a lot of people in the state, so I made it a thing to stay.
And you started your time as a Husky a little bit early, coming in the spring of your senior year and then redshirted last year. Yeah. You've been able to learn with Chandler Whitmer under an NFL quarterbacks coach of Shane Day. How do you feel like you've grown since you've become a Husky?
You know, I've definitely grown a lot. You know, I came in here my first month of college, I was 17. I just got out of high school, and looking back, just seeing how much I've matured and seeing how much I've grown, both as a person and both in the football realm of things, it's definitely been a huge transition for me.
And this weekend we're playing SMU, a team that we haven't played since 1989. You weren't even alive at that time. What have you seen on tape about the Mustangs as we prepare to take them on?
You know, they're a great team, and I think their record doesn't show who they are. You know, they've played some great teams like TCU and some other great teams, and they had some good games. And I think on film they definitely look a lot better than what the record would ever tell you. And I think it's definitely going to be a battle. I think, especially on defense, they have some great athletes, but I think it's going to be a good game.
And you have your time to shine this weekend. How ready are you to go out there and show the Husky fans what you can do with Connecticut on your chest?
Yeah, it's been a long time. You know, I've been working for 2 years now, and I'm definitely excited. I've got some reps in the last few games, and I'm ready to do this.
All right, well, we know you're going to be put to the test this weekend at SMU, but we're going to put you to our test here in our game that we call 3 and Out.
All right.
All right, how it works is I will ask you 3 questions about yourself, and you give me the first answer that comes to mind, then we'll do it again, 3 and Out the other side. You ready to go?
Perfect, let's go.
Okay, first question. What is your favorite guilty pleasure TV show?
I hope I don't catch any crap for this, but sometimes I watch 4 Weddings on occasion because there's nothing else on Netflix, basically.
Okay, TLC, getting some love. Mm-hmm. Okay, nice. What is your favorite holiday?
Either Thanksgiving or Christmas, because they're both very delightful.
Okay, both of those coming up. You got something to look forward to. Okay, you're quite an entertainer on this team. If you could be any kind of entertainer, celebrity, what would you be?
Either a... probably in films, maybe like comedian, like I love Adam Sandler, or like a snake charmer.
Okay, wasn't expecting the snake charmer, but I like that answer.
Yeah.
Okay, 3 and Out on the other side.
All right.
Which teammate of yours has the worst taste in music?
I don't particularly like country, so every time Tommy Myers plays country in front of me, I get angry.
Does he do it in front of you on purpose?
Probably
sometimes?
At this point.
Yeah. Okay, which teammate of yours would be the worst at playing your position?
A lot of the linemen have pretty bad arms. They can't throw it very well. So I would say Kyle Bakala, my roommate.
Okay.
He doesn't particularly have the best arm.
Okay. He wouldn't fare well.
No.
Okay, last question. What is one thing that you want Husky fans to know about fellow quarterback Kevin Taylor?
He has a remarkable mohawk, and I look at it every day in the quarterback room, and if you guys get a chance, somehow find pictures of it. It's amazing.
We'll see what we can do.
Right.
All right, thanks a lot, Casey. Thanks for being here. We're really excited to see you take on SMU this weekend, so thanks for being on the show.
Great, thanks for having me.
All right, now let's head back to A View from the Booth. We're back with a view from the booth. Time to break down SMU. They're 3-5 this season, coming off of that 3-point loss at Cincinnati. We haven't played them since 1989, which was the year that they were coming off of that death penalty. But what do we know about the Mustangs?
We know that they're a pretty good team. We know that back in 1989, UConn was a 1AA team, went down to Dallas, and SMU scored the final 17 points of the game. There's only two people who were on that trip. Mike Enright, the sports information director, and my broadcast partner, Wayne Norman. I remember watching the game, but I had to go to bed because I was a kid and it was too late, so I really couldn't stay up and see the finish. We know SMU is going to throw the ball a lot. They've got a great quarterback in Garrett Gilbert. Secondary and the defense have to play well on Saturday.
And head coach June Jones runs a run-and-shoot offense there that he made famous at Hawaii. They throw the ball 80% of the time there. What do we need to watch for in that type of an offense?
Most of all, the quarterback, Emily Garrett Gilbert, is tremendous. He's a kid who was a freshman at Texas, went in for an injured Colt McCoy in the national championship game against USC and almost won it. His numbers are phenomenal. He's 409 yards per game total offense. I think I read somewhere there are 50 or 60 teams in the country that don't average 409 yards a game in total offense. They have two wide receivers, Jeremy Johnson and Keenan Holman, who average over 100 yards per catches. And then Johnson and Darius Joseph combined have 151 receptions on the season. It's imperative that UConn gets a rush on the quarterback and that the secondary play assignment good football, because if they don't, it's going to be a long afternoon.
And on the other side of the ball, they blitz a lot. They have three really effective linebackers. What kind of challenges will our offense face with that type of a defense?
Well, I mean, it's unfortunate, but we haven't done a good job protecting the quarterback this year. That's statistically, you can't deny that. Randall Joyner is their best linebacker. He's going to put a lot of pressure on UConn. They bring pressure from the ends. So, again, maybe establishing a little bit of a running game so that they can't commit to rushing the passer so much would be key. Now, the rushing game was almost non-existent against Cincinnati. We've had times over the last few games that we've run the ball like in small chunks, but not consistently. UConn's got to run the ball consistently to have a chance against SMU's defense.
And it's a long trip for the Huskies to SMU this weekend. We have a new quarterback in Casey Cochran. We have what should be a good matchup between the Huskies and the Mustangs. What formula do we need in order to get a win in Dallas?
I think success early offensively would be key. This is a team that hasn't had a lot of success offensively all year, especially with a new quarterback. Emily, getting on top would be important. And I think the defense has to play the way that they did against Louisville, maybe create a couple turnovers, maybe score some points on the defensive side, and that'll get everybody from the UConn standpoint into a good mindset.
All right, well, we've got a new look, a lot to look out for this weekend. Thanks for some of that insight.
My pleasure as always.
All right, the Huskies will take on SMU this Saturday, November 16th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. The game will be on ESPN3, and of course, you can listen to Joe D'Ambrosio on WTIC News Talk 1080. That's all from the Blitz. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Emily Noonan with Joe D'Ambrosio from Huskies All Access. We'll see you out there.